Good morning. Just read 1 Timothy chapter 5. Um, it talks a lot about what people deserve, different people within the church, how we should treat them, what they should expect. And he starts off saying, hey, don't, backtalk your elder. And then he talks about widows. And today, there's not as much need for that in America. But I definitely see other situations where a church definitely should step up and help out widows. People who their husbands didn't leave them with a pension or life insurance or Social Security or something like that. It's important. But he actually says, if a woman's young enough to remarry, don't keep them on the church's dime. Urge them to have a normal life and to be godly. But if a woman is elderly and she doesn't have a husband, she has no kids to take care of her, then the church should help. They deserve that. But buried within that is also the expectation that godly children should help their parents when they become elderly and help take care of them. I've seen that in my mom. She's done a phenomenal job, and it's cost some of her sanity, but she's more dedicated to it than I would be for her, which makes me feel bad. But I definitely think God's growing me where when it's my time to take care of them, I think I'll be able to step up and do that. I view it as necessary and only reasonable given what God did for me. And then he talks about, there's a famous verse about telling Timothy to drink a little bit of wine, for your tummy's sake. And that's obviously not telling him to go get drunk because that would ruin your tummy. I think he just meant, if you've got some kind of affliction, maybe the water's not so good there, just take care of yourself is what he's telling him. I've got a headache, I should probably go take some ibuprofen, He's just telling him, hey, take care of yourself. And then he says, don't be a fighter, telling him just be pure, be godly, exhorting him to be a good elder, pastor. And verse 24 is interesting. It says, some men's sins are open beforehand, going before to judgment, and some men they follow after. Likewise, also the good works of some are manifest beforehand, and they that are otherwise cannot be hid. He's talking about if you have an elder and they step up as a leader, give them their just rewards, give them double respect. But there's some men that they have just bad character to begin with, and you can tell, okay, this person's definitely not a good person. And there's some men that they're crafty afterwards, and you don't see it at first. And some men, you can tell by their character, they have great, good works, they're very charitable. And other men, you don't really know what's going on. And he says, well, just take care of yourself and be aware that some men can be crafty. It's just an exhortation to be godly and to just let God be the judge. So I think it's a good thing to keep in mind, to keep your own head face forward, and when you see someone acting godly, give them the reward that they deserve.